6 laps to go. Ben Rhodes, Sheldon Creed. Creed will slide under Gilliland to take position number 2. Gilliland, Hill, and Lessard. Dave, from there on back, it's a coin toss. These positions teeter-tottering every single lap.
Absolutely right. They're bouncing back and forth. Gustine just got shoved to the outside 3 wide lane. He's going to drop back out of the top 12. Front of the pack, it's still Ben Rhodes.
Christian Eck is toward the back of this pack. He's beginning to show some strength just outside of the top 10 as well for Kyle Busch Motorsports. At the front of the field, it's race leaders Sheldon Creed and Raphael Lessard trying to fend off Ben Rhodes and Todd Gilliland.
And now Creed goes back to the lead with a nice push there from Lessard. So Creed in control. He's all alone out front. Lessard spins off the front bumper of Ankrum, straightens it out, doesn't go all the way around, a miraculous save, and guides the truck back onto the racetrack.
We stay under the green flag. 5 laps to go. Raphael Lessard back on the speedway on the tri-oval. That's going to give Ben Rhodes sole possession of the lead.
That spin shuffled things up and settled things down, at least for the moment, at the very front of the pack. Top 3 are now single file. Ben Rhodes off turn number 2 with Gilliland in tow.
And a couple of laps ago, we thought it was going to be Stuart Friesen spinning off of turn number 4, had a miraculous save, and now he is back into the top 5 with a full head of steam into turn number 3. Todd Gilliland throws the block, and an incredible save by Gilliland and Friesen.
How did they not crash? Now Friesen is hung in the middle, 3 wide, and dropping like a rock. It's still Ben Rhodes trying to escape all this.
Number 1, Raphael Lessard just had the save of a career. He spun that truck to the inside of the racetrack. It was amazing to watch. Physical for the lead. Ben Rhodes just shoved Todd Gilliland below the double yellow line. He brings it back up on the racetrack. Now they're looking 3 wide in turn 1.
3 wide to the high side. Grant Enfinger winds it up in the extreme outside lane. Tries to make the charge. He's up to the number 3 position and looking for more.
It is go time. We have gone from 2 wide racing to 3 wide racing through the front of the field here at Daytona. Todd Gilliland at the inside of the racetrack. Ben Rhodes in the middle. Grant Enfinger topside.
They are 3 wide for the lead still. Enfinger in the middle, or rather up on the high side. Rhodes in the middle with help from Johnny Sauter. Crafton all the way to the high side.
3 by 3 by 3 by 3. Coming to the start-finish line. 3 laps to go at Daytona. Grant Enfinger by a fender on the extreme outside lane. He'll grab the top spot, but Ben Rhodes is strong in the middle.
12 trucks under a handkerchief into the banking of turn number 1. Here they come, looking 3 wide again. Oh, they're tearing it up. They're colliding, and the whole pack comes apart. Everybody crashing, with the exception of Grant Enfinger and Gilliland. A dozen trucks and more spinning and crashing. Tyler Ankrum is in it. Too many trucks to name, and a gigantic cloud of smoke as the pack came apart in turn 2.
Money Lion caution number 5 is waving over the NextEra Energy 250. We've been waiting for this for about 30 laps, Dave. It finally happened with less than 3 laps to go when basically the pack flew apart at your feet in turn 2.
Let's give you the list as we can. Ben Rhodes, Jesse Little, Stuart Friesen, Johnny Sauter is involved in it. The Tyler Ankrum machine sits torn to pieces at our feet. A number of others limping their way back toward pit road. I don't know how anybody got through the middle of that. Grant Enfinger not only made it through, he made it through with the lead.
That being said, as the remainder of the field that is coming by the start-finish line, Grant Enfinger appears to be about the only truck with no damage. Behind him, Todd Gilliland's got damage down the right front of his truck. Also, Matt Crafton's got a piece of it. It is Grant Enfinger and the Walking Wounded are under the Money Lion caution for the 5th time here at Daytona with 2 laps to go. Steve Post, I see Matt Crafton's battered truck down there. Here comes Stuart Friesen's truck that kind of looks like a Pinto. It's been shortened up quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of damage out there on pit road with the Matt Crafton's truck. So much damage on it. Johnny Sauter was in. Crew giving attention to the right front of that. As you mentioned, the Stuart Friesen truck is in, and probably not the end of the activity, the damage fixing down here on pit road.
So as the field works under the Money Lion caution, there are trucks that have come to pit road. We mentioned Stuart Friesen, we mentioned Matt Crafton, Jesse Little on the pit lane as well right now. Field comes to the line, and we continue to work the Money Lion caution. Just to reset things for you, emerging from the crash as we have reached the official end as far as regulation. Lap 100 goes on the board with Grant Enfinger, Todd Gilliland, Austin Hill, your top 3. Ross Chastain is posted in 4th. Derek Kraus is 5th. Zane Smith is 6th. Jordan Anderson is 7th, with Corbin Forrester in 8th, Corey Roper in 9th, and Sheldon Creed rounding out the top 10.
Out of those top 10, as they came by, Grant Enfinger and maybe one or two others look relatively unscathed. Cleanup still continuing over there in turns 1 and 2. Dave Moody, you've been keeping an eye on all the cleanup down there. How close are we to getting this track ready to go?
We're just about done, Alex. The last thing they had to do is they needed a couple of track workers to walk around the entirety of the outside wall and make sure that those styrofoam crush panels, for lack of a better term, between the safer barrier and the wall were completely intact. Apparently they were, and the last of the safety vehicles now appears to be just about ready to pull away.
So right now on the racetrack, we have the field working the caution flag headed off the end of the back straightaway. Shouldn't be too much longer before we go back under the green flag. Let's give it the trucks that were involved in this crash. Sheldon Creed got a piece of it. Also Johnny Sauter, Tanner Gray, Austin Hill got a piece. You also have the truck of Christian Eckes who was involved. You also have Tyler Ankrum. You had Todd Gilliland that had some. You also had the truck of Riley Herbst, Stuart Friesen, also Gus Dean. You have Jesse Little and Ben Rhodes. Those are the trucks that were involved in this most recent Money Lion caution that came out at lap 97. And we were just commenting before that crash had happened, Alex, that everybody was doing a masterful piece of driving out there, 2 and 3 wide, but you could feel that intensity picking up, and then it came to a head over in turn 2.
Someone has an opportunity to live out a dream and hold a trophy in Gatorade Victory Lane at Daytona. That's what we came down to with the closing laps there just before the crash. And it all kind of started when drivers got kicked sideways and everybody had to save trucks. That forced an inside lane to go. That forced a middle lane, and it forced an extreme outside lane to form up as well. So we had 4 rows deep, 3 wide racing. They made it all the way around the track one time, but we knew at some point it had to break loose because we have all these race car drivers that have one thing in mind, and that is getting to the finish line first.
Dave, what an amazing sight I'm sure you had, and a great view of this pack literally just flying apart at your feet. What's the nature of cleanup right now in turns 1 and 2?
The cleanup is all but finished. They're going to run a couple of jet dryer trucks up around the very outside of the safer barrier, the high groove, just to make sure that there's no debris up in that area. They've given it a pretty good look. And just a moment ago, coming by me, the Stuart Friesen truck, it's back underway.